All right, Libra, no surprise here with this one showing up. And I'm telling you, this is a consistent message almost across the board, it seems like. You know, I've been consistently saying when justice shows up that we need to weigh the pros and cons, make sure that we're making fair and balanced choices, right? But what I find interesting about this one for you is that you literally could do whatever the hell you want with this situation. It is totally in your hands. Although I don't know that some of you understand that, you have free will in this situation. You may have been blocking your freedom of choice. So free will, sovereignty, independence, and free spirit, and then you, the keeper of the scales, fairness and balance. Now, this one, it literally says that you need to make conscious choices that create balance in your life. But this could also be talking about a situation where there is, you know, a fair and just outcome. But because of free will, like, I literally cannot tell you what to do with this. I'm being like, I'm in a position right now where my hands are up in the air, like I surrender, right? Like I'm not going to say anything either which way, just that, you know, you need to be reminded here that you have the right to say yes and no. And it makes me wonder, do you realize that you have free will in this situation to create the fairness and balance that you need, you know? But like, literally, I cannot tell you what to do here. Libra, here's your overall. Good God. Now, I'm going to repeat this, and I should be saying it all the time, like I always say, right? But these are general messages. This is going to be for those of you who are dealing with this kind of difficulty right now. The Ten of Swords is the overall. We're talking about the painful ending. The shit sucks. But this is about something that's going to have to come to an end, and it's going to be difficult. Now, for some of you, if you've already dealt with the Ten of Swords, it's about addressing it now and getting past that. It's time to get up, right? In the past, the Six of Wands, you know, what bothers me about that is that that's saying to me that at some point in the past, you feel like this is a situation where we've already overcome these issues, but now we're dealing with, you know, the Ten of Swords. Now, this could, though, be about, you know, not getting the attention or recognition that you deserve. And I say that because of the Ten of Swords. You know, but this could be literally having to deal with, you know, someone who is like stealing the spotlight from you. You know, that could be for some of you here, and that situation is going to create a really painful ending. You know, it kind of has a Five of Swords type of feel if it's about a person you're dealing with. But I feel more so that it's about, we've already overcome this. There was already victory with the situation. But, you know, then again, does that require you to end something in a really difficult way? Okay, in the present, the Ace of Pentacles. So we are talking about a new beginning, a new opportunity, something more realistic and practical where there is continued growth, sustainability with the Ace of Pentacles. And that's what I love about it. But, you know, if we're talking about a new beginning in the present moment, is it going to require you, like I said, to end things in a really painful way in future? You know, because I don't, what I feel more so, Libra, here is that you didn't want things to end this way. So I don't feel so much so that it's something that comes out of nowhere for you, like all of a sudden things just end painfully. I don't think that that's it. I think that there is, you know, at least some understanding that this may be where this situation is headed, but you're not left with nothing here and just like lying on the ground with these swords in your back because of that Ace of Pentacles being right there. You know, but we'll see here. Okay. The King of Swords in future conditions. This is what I'm talking about. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is, and I don't care if you're male or female, if you're coming out as the King of Swords, and we're talking about you being conscious of the choices that you're making to create fairness and balance, this is you hardening your heart, removing your emotions, and making a choice that is out of wisdom that is being gained through your situation. Where, you know, there should have been victory in the past. We should have overcome these issues, but clearly it's still an issue. And you're going to have to make a very clear and concise choice to do what is fair and what is just. Though I don't feel like Libra is the one that is going to be in extreme pain and agony or anything like that. It sucks ass. You didn't want to have to do it this way, but I feel like it's something that you're going to have to do. Because this is what's more important. The opportunity that's going to create long-lasting security and stability for you. Not something where there are constant, problems that we're having to overcome. Maybe this is just one of those things that we can't overcome. But yeah, I do feel like this is you, whether you're male or female. But this is going to be because of a person. Now, yeah, granted, they may be being an asshole. They may have, emotionally detached themselves from you. But we're talking about the choices that you're making and using your free will, right? Your best path to follow, no shit, the Ten of Pentacles. You need to be focused on the opportunities that are going to bring you long-lasting security and stability, not these situations that end in very difficult ways. But I like I said, I feel like in order to get to the end of this cycle and to truly experience this long-lasting security and stability, you're going to have to make a choice that, it's not like a Two of Swords type of thing where you can't make the difficult choice. You're doing it. But it's not an easy one. But we're coming from a place of wisdom and understanding, though, with the King of Swords. But yeah. There's an ending that needs to happen here. But it's because there is this much more realistic opportunity for you with this Ace of Pentacles. In your environment, the Five of Pentacles, goddamn, man. Okay, so what this looks like to me is that if you have an opportunity in the present moment to have this long-lasting security and stability, the problem is that your current situation where we haven't overcome difficulties has left you in a place of feeling depleted. Because of the Ten of Pentacles being your advice, I don't think that this is like financial poverty that you're dealing with. But I also kind of look at this like something has been taken from you. Something has been lost that can't be gained back. Now, for some of you, you may feel like you have nothing to give to a new opportunity until you get rid of something. Now, because of the King of Swords and you having to make a very, fair, just, and hard choice here, I kind of wonder if this isn't about somebody who has, cast you out of what is going on with them. Like I said, this could be somebody who is emotionally detached themselves. But the thing is that they have depleted you, though, too, with this being here. I don't think that this is about rejecting an opportunity. I think it's about what's been lost and you needing to figure out, how to get to this completion, no matter how difficult, in order for you to, be focused on a new opportunity. Wow, man. Your hopes and your fears, the Magician. And this is, again, the opportunity is there. It's not about, a rejection here. I think it very specifically has to do with what you are currently dealing with. We cannot overcome the difficulties. Something has been lost for good with the Ten of Swords being the overall. But as far as a new opportunity goes, again, we need to be focused on long-term security and stability, but you may be fearing that, so much has been lost that you don't have the ability to, make the most of this or even create a new opportunity for yourself. But I feel like this is already here for you. But you're so depleted. So depleted. Now, of course, the hope there would be, to be able to tap into your ability to manifest what you need, right? Manifesting that cool ass shit. Now, for some of you, though, it's how do I do this? That's kind of what I feel like. The choice may have been made, but how do I do this? Especially if it means a Ten of Swords moment, Man, oh man, this one is rough. But Libra, I feel like, there's so much more for you, something better. And then coming out the Eight of Cups, and it's not about abandonment. And I just want to make that clear. I think that with the Eight of Cups, and again, depletion, I'm telling you, you're going to get to the point where emotionally you just can't do it anymore. And I'm looking at you detaching yourself emotionally, even if we are talking about somebody who has done this to you. But I'm done now. I'm moving on. There's nothing else that I can possibly give to try to make this situation work. What I need to focus on is what I can create. And again, using your free will here to create fairness and balance. But this is you getting to the point where it's done and over with for you, especially with the Ten of Swords. All right. Because of the Eight of Cups, I do think that we're talking about, going your separate ways if we're talking about a relationship here. But this is the major life choice, right? Holy crap. So first of all, with the Three of Wands and looking at the Six of Wands, here's the thing. I feel like Libra has done what was necessary to kind of create this opening for somebody to, let's get past this now. But it's like they just don't show up. It's like, and you kind of expected this from them. Like, here, I'm opening the door for you. I've laid the groundwork down. I've done the work. Now it's up to you to come in now, right? And this is you waiting on them to do something here. But they fall through. Now, for others of you, this is going to be about some things that you can't overcome. And with the Three of Wands, you've been waiting to overcome these issues, but now it's hitting a finality with the Ten of Swords, right? And it sucks ass, but it has to be that way. The future that you have seen with this situation, possibly with this person, is not going to go the way that you expected, unless you're expecting the worst from somebody. Now, with the Knight of Pentacles, what I feel like here is with the Ace of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles, any kind of progress toward a new start for you, you're slowly getting there. You're slowly getting to this Eight of Cups moment where you've been so drained that it's time to move on, and it's going to be a difficult ending. But we're talking about, like I said, you making fair and just decisions. So it's slow, right? And any kind of progress on overcoming difficulties is not happening at all. And that, though, could be because you're talking about somebody who's not willing to change. But how much have they drained from you, especially emotionally, and maybe even, financially, though, too. Though I don't see you being in, like, poverty. I think that you're going to be able to bounce back here. But you, I think, are having to, take advantage of a new opportunity here. And again, there's that slow progress toward that and making this choice to end this. And with the Lovers, boy. Now, this could just simply be showing the major life choice that, you are making here. But, again, right, temptation, moral high ground, it feels iffy to me. But I think that if this is about a breakup, Libra, this is something that it has to be done. You can't continue to try to overcome the same things over and over and over again with someone in particular. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's going to require a lot for you to get to this point. And when it does hit this point where we're looking at the Ten of Swords, yeah, somebody's going to get hurt. And I don't doubt that Libra is feeling the pain of this, 'cause I don't think that you wanted things to go this way at all. But, man, I don't know. I want to tell you that this has to be done. But again, it's your free will. It's your free will, right? Do you want to continue to wait for somebody to get off their ass and start making progress? Or are you going to make a big choice here, and a hard one at that? This is not a nice situation. It is difficult. But what I'm seeing here is that you become more grounded and more open to possibilities around you. And what is around you is an ability to have fun, enjoy your life, right? Play is saying that you need those moments. But like I literally see Libra going, I have other possibilities. I need to get a little bit grounded here and do what's necessary. And once, you get that root chakra spinning in the right direction, I'm going to play. I'm going to have some fun now. And then gates of triumph. Fucking right. Beautiful. Infinite abundance. Abundance is pouring into your life. And the gates of triumph. Success expands in your life. So you will see by far more possibilities to create abundance, and it's just going to be pouring in once the situation is over with, and you will finally get that victory, right? I love it. I love it, Libra. I love that the oracle cards are pointing out something far better ahead of you than what you are currently dealing with. But this is not an easy situation for some of you, but it's something that I think that needs to be done. But like I said, for some of you, you need to be pushed to that point where you've been so drained that it's like, well, you created this. What the hell did you expect? And I feel like that's Libra talking to the other person involved here, especially for those of you who are looking at a relationship coming to an end. Just know that there is something there for you to, take advantage of, to create here. That is going to create more security and long-term stability for you.